Hello, my name is Charlene Nelson. I blog at cometochrist.ca, and I'm starting to build my platform, trying to promote my book that I'm hoping to get published called Upheld: God's Goodness to the Depressed, Discouraged, and Doubtful. So I thought I would try my very first video on the topic of how Christians can help other Christians that are struggling with depression or anxiety, since this is super common and a lot of people aren't sure how to deal with it. So the good news is that you do not need to be an expert at depression or anxiety, or you don't need to be even a trained biblical counselor, although that's helpful. You don't need to be intimidated or afraid to help your friend who has depression, and you can help them. So I'm going to help you to see how. So one really practical way is just to listen to them. So it's helpful to put away your assumptions about why they might be depressed. You don't need to go trying to figure out if they have some hidden sin problem or if they're suffering depression because of a past failure or whatnot. Just ask lots of questions and just listen to them, especially if they're just starting to talk to you. Then the most helpful thing is to listen. Number two is you should believe what they tell you. You don't have a reason to doubt them. It's not helpful to wonder if they're just seeking for attention or they're exaggerating or whatever. Just listen to them, just believe them. That's going to be really helpful for them. Number three, you should know that depression often doesn't make sense. Same as anxiety. People with anxiety disorders, they might have anxiety for completely ridiculous reasons or for no reason at all. They might simply wake up and be experiencing symptoms of anxiety, which is very confusing and distressing for Christians who experience this. So if you can't understand why your friend is depressed, know that they probably don't understand themselves either, and they might not even be perceiving reality truthfully. Like normally their perceptions may be way off. So just be prepared to listen, to believe them, to not have to make sense out of it. You can help them through their confusion. You might also think, they look happy, they're successful, they have a great supportive spouse, they have wonderful children, they're beautiful, they're smart. Those things don't mean that a person doesn't have depression. Somebody might have depression even though their life looks like it's all wonderful and great. Number four, you should know that most Christians who struggle with depression and anxiety, they are already dealing with a lot of shame and guilt about it, most likely. So shame can motivate us to come to Jesus in the first place, but it's a horrible motivator for walking with Jesus and for obeying Jesus. So it's not your place to try to motivate Christians by shame or by guilt. These people are already experiencing a heavy burden, and you don't want to put more burdens on them. Number five, offer practical helps with your spiritual help. So for me, I know it really helps me if I'm dealing with depression to know that I have something to look forward to. So that might be a fun outing that you plan for them. Help them remember how to have fun, because often depressed people forget that they can find joy in the world. And so I had a friend take me mini golfing one time. That was fantastic. Or I know watching I watch a Tim Hawkins DVD can make me laugh really hard and help me get out of a rough time. If they have small children, you could schedule helping them. You can tell a depressed person that they can call on you for help, but often they won't. They're afraid and there's so many things going on. But if you tell them on such and such a day, I'd love to take your kids, it would be really joyful for me to be able to do that for you. Don't make them feel like a burden. They're already struggling with that. That's a huge help, and it gives them something to look forward to, just some time to themselves to recompose themselves sometimes. So that's just some practical advice, and you could ask your friend what else would be helpful. Also, ask if you can check in on your friend once a week or every few weeks, whatever works. Just say, hey, can I check in on you? And just say, how are you doing with your depression or your anxiety struggles? Just to be there. 7, offer them really simple reminders of God's existence, provision, love, and care. I asked my daughter a few weeks back, I was having a bad morning, and I said, can you please remind me of something that's true about God? Because I'm having a hard time thinking of something. And she's only 7, but she said, well, he exists. And I'm like, that is so good. Thank you. Yes, God exists. What else can you tell me? And she said, he can do anything. And I said, yeah, that's good. God can do anything. And then she reminded me, he loves us. So children are excellent at reminding us of what's simple and what's true. If you're depressed, that's often what you need to hear. Sorry. This is how you can serve your children in depression. They can learn a lot. So it's not all bad. Number 8, you can seek ways to care for their spouse, because being married to somebody who has depression or anxiety is probably just as difficult as dealing with it yourself. And they take the brunt of a lot of pain. It's very hard and very isolating. So reach out to their spouse and ask how you could support them, or if you're a female, how could your husband support them? Vice versa. Number 9, this is just my only what you don't have to do. You don't have to shame people or discourage them from using medication if medication's helping them with their depression and anxiety. It does not mean they're failing to trust God. That is usually a misconception, I think. And people don't realize depression, if you haven't experienced it, it can be like a monster that's on your back that is fighting you all day. Almost like your flesh is extra strong and powerful and you are extra weak. So Jesus, of course, can get you through that, and the Holy Spirit will help you overcome that, but it's very exhausting. And so medication can be really helpful, and there's no reason to discourage people about that. Number 10, my last point, know that you don't need to have all the answers for people who are suffering with this. And you don't need to be an expert. Once again, all that you need to do at the end of the day is love people. People know if you love them, if you care about them. And you show them the love of Jesus. Remind them of things that Jesus did, things that he does. Jesus got on a boat and traveled to go see a demonically possessed man who was naked and cutting himself with rocks somewhere. So Jesus will be able to help you, and Jesus isn't afraid of your problems or distancing himself from people who are depressed. He always comes to help the lowly and to exalt them. And that's all. So check out my blog, cometochrist.ca. You can follow me on Instagram, which is new for me, a Charlene Nelson author. It's wishful thinking on my part. And Come to Christ on Facebook. And I hope that you found this helpful. Thank you.